that I preach all the time, coaches and to families and parents and young players who just are enamored with the buzz of being a lottery pick or being a top 5 pick. And it's not always an easy road if you are that pick, if there's just not the opportunity provided for you that Brandon has in them.
Yeah, Andy, back to, we talked earlier about the Lakers and Celtics, they're clear-cut number ones. Looking towards the bottom half of the league, who are you shocked is there? For me, it's Portland, sitting there at 5-11, 14th in the West. They are the most
shocker.
San Antonio, but is there anybody more shocking to you than them, or are they it?
Well, I was going to say Portland. We represent Zach Collins on the team, and that's a huge loss with him being out for a few months with his shoulder injury. Obviously they lost some other pieces in free agency. So I think they'll improve. And look, it's November 22nd. The playoffs don't start for a few more months anyway, so there's a lot of time. But are they hitting the panic button? No, but they're definitely underachieving. I would agree with San Antonio for sure. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm just kind of looking through records here. There's teams that, honestly, Brooklyn a little bit. Brooklyn 6-8. Obviously, they don't have the services of Durant. They've got Kyrie in there, who's kind of been hit or miss. I think for Brooklyn, a lot of it is a chemistry issue. I think when they have everyone healthy and everyone is buying into what Kenny Atkinson there is teaching, I think they should be a lot better than 6-8 right now. It's just a whole new locker room there, and that obviously affects the team's chemistry in the offseason when you're all of a sudden hit opening night and there's a lot of new faces. I haven't played with all those guys previously, and Denver has that luxury of having played with all those guys already in recent years. I think Indiana's a dangerous team that could definitely be there contending for the Eastern Conference Finals. Obviously, you have your Bostons, Torontos, Philadelphia's, Milwaukee's, and another team to look out for, too, that is, in my opinion, I would say overachieving, but I'm really not surprised, is Miami. They're 10-3. They're playing great. They've done an absolutely great job of drafting. They've got Kendrick Nunn, who was undrafted from Oakland years ago, spent the last year in the G League. They've got Tyler Hero from Kentucky, who was drafted, I believe, just outside the lottery last summer, who is an unbelievable rookie. And they're clicking on all cylinders. They're really playing as a team. Spoelstra's a great coach for those guys. So I absolutely think Miami could be there at the end of the day when the playoffs are all ordered in April.
Andy, thank you so much. We'll do it again in 2 weeks, and you enjoy all this basketball and all this food and the holidays. Thank you so much for joining us today.
You too. I appreciate it. Y'all have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll say hello to my parents, Stephen and Linda, who are listening as well.
Very nice, Andy. Our best to you. Thank you. We'll talk again in 2 weeks.
Thanks again, guys.
Talking basketball with Andy Schiffman, talking all things NBA, and really starting yesterday. You look at all the already today. I haven't seen yet the Mississippi State final from earlier today. They were in a game with Villanova. That was a great Friday afternoon, week before Thanksgiving.
We had great games last night. Georgetown and Texas. I was very shocked at
Shaka loses again
at Georgetown, but then again, Patrick Ewing playing in Madison Square Garden, and I think he's been there 1 or 2 times before, not only in college, but as an NBA player. So that game has really shocked me. I know they've had Maui is going on this week.
Starts Monday.
Starting this week. You're having all the tournaments. I mean, it's wall-to-wall college basketball.
Villanova got that win, 83-76 over State. State's going to be good come springtime. No surprise, Jay Wright's going to rebound from that team he had last year. But you're right, Patrick Ewing at home at Madison Square Garden, where 33 hangs in.
I think he knows the building pretty well.
He knows the building well. It's the holidays, people, and our friends at All Star Chevrolet wish everyone a happy holidays. They asked me to say a big thank you to everybody driving All-Star Chevys, and each of you wanting to buy a new Chevy. Come drive an All-Star Chevy today, a Silverado, a Traverse, a Camaro. It's ABC simple. A, the All-Star Challenge to bring any written offer from any Mid-South Chevy dealer to All-Star so they can give you a better deal or they'll buy you a tank of gas. B, the better buying experience. It's that fast and it's fun. Customer care to take care of everything you need so all your future cars and trucks will be with the All-Star family. Over 75% of All-Star customers are repeat buyers, and no other Mid-South Chevy dealer can say that. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch, not South Haven, not the Pike, not Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch. Go to allstarautogroup.com and find the one you want. If you don't see it there, they can get it for you real fast. allstarautogroup.com. Head down to Olive Branch to All-Star Chevrolet. When we come back, Gabe Kuhn, you got to get involved in the picks, especially after the high standards you set last Friday. We're not going to let you play if you throw another 7-3 at us, Gabe.
Oh, I'm ready to roll.
And here's the bad thing. Leading up to last week, I always try to run my lock and shock picks by Gabe, and every time I've asked him, I'm probably like 1-6. When he tells me that's the winner. That's the one right there, Drew. He's been giving me bad advice, setting me up all year just because he knew that he was going to have a chance to go head-to-head with me, and he tries to kill me.
That's the old experience of offensive lineman. He's been in those trenches. Yeah. We will make our picks when we do our First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast picks. They're coming up. We got Dave's, and we'll do ours. We want you to stay with us. You have time to still come by Edwin Watts at 58.95 Popper. We're going to draw about 5:45, so you can still come in and register to win 3 dozen Pro V1s, two $25 gift certificates. We've got T-shirts that we'll give away. Come by Edwin Watts for their sale, 20% off all weekend. Today, Saturday, and Sunday, the pre-Black Friday sale, 20% off on all merchandise. Come by as they start their big gala opening at 58.95 Popper in the Ridgeway Trade Center. With Drew Barrett, I'm Brett Norsworthy, and you're listening to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats. Also Gabe Kuhn on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM.
Hey, Gabe, how long of a break we got? I got to use the restroom.
On 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM.
Go for it. You got plenty of time.
All right, cool.
Listen up. If you're a parent or a young man looking for a sport that'll change your life, I want you to consider wrestling. This is a good sport that develops integrity, discipline, a strong work ethic at a fitness level that will last you a lifetime. Best way to learn this craft is at Elite Wrestling Academy on Highway 64 in Bartlett. It's located in the Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu complex, or you can call them at 901-870-7275 or look them up on Facebook at Elite Wrestling Academy. You have the top coaches of the game in Memphis, led by Chris Douglas and Jeremy Doty. The ratio is never more than 4-1 wrestlers to a coach, and they have 3 All-Americans, 3 state champions, and 3 wrestlers on the national team. This is a youth wrestling program for ages 1st grade through 8th and is a feeder program for all Memphis high schools. If you're interested, you're invited to stop by, see the place, and you get a free week just to see if you like it. The boys practice 5:30 to 7:30 Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Presidents and CEOs and NFL players love wrestling. Come see why at Elite Wrestling Academy. Looking for a new or better job? Call Pro Resume. That's right. Memphis's premier resume service, Pro Resume, has been producing award-winning resumes and assisting with clients and job searches for over 20 years, and they'll be the first to tell you what's worked on resumes 5-10 years ago doesn't cut it today. In today's highly competitive job market, your resume and more income, the wrong experience-related content, invalidated bullet points and achievements, even incorrect formatting can get a prospective employer to schedule an interview with you. Is your resume using the proper hiring criteria, buzzwords, and answering the posted position requirements? Pro Resume understands all the questions. It addresses them in every resume package it produces. Call today, 685-1950, or go to proresume.biz. The fastest way to a new job? Pro Resume.
For the best lineup of quality, fuel-efficient, and fun-to-drive vehicles, get to Wolf Chase Honda, and Wolf Chase has a new certified and pre-owned vehicles in one great location. Catch the savings now during our huge model year-end sales event. Score an amazing deal at Wolf Chase Honda and Wolf Chase Nissan, and get to the game in style at Germantown Road and Highway 64. Family owned since 1981.
All right, Gabe, you know the drill here to come straight out with it.
It's car buying time.
It's in the
now
system.
During
Yes, sir, it's in the
Nissan's
system.
Summer
Gotcha.
Savings Event.
Very good.
More
Drew was
cars,
telling
better offers, and bigger savings than ever before. Model year end savings.
I was asking a
on
question I
every
knew the
new
answer to. I
2019
don't know why
Nissan
I'm
in
that
stock.
ADD. I'm
Financing
sorry.
as low as
Hey,
0% up to 60
check.
months
I can't
on
help it.
select
I can't.
models
I'm
for
too old to
qualified
change
buyers
now.
with approved credit through NMAC.
I just can't help
Hurry in for exciting summer savings. And remember, if your car says Wolf Chase Nissan, you got the best deal. WolfChaseNissan.com.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
What comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together, so the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner.
Are y'all gearing up at the Rendezvous for the holiday season?
We've got ribs, shoulders, nacho boxes. We're stacking them high. The elves are working hard getting ready for the Christmas season. You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
Time for the Friday football forecast from First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. For real estate, commercial, ag, hunting, and recreational, contact them at fnbt.com or 901-498-5763.
Friday football forecast from First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. Real estate isn't something you purchase or develop or desire. It's something you appreciate, respect, and know. With Real Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, they've known it since their beginning in 1886. Clients depend on First National Bank because they know real estate. Brooks Winchester, Nick Sutton, and many more can assist you in your acquisition of that hunting land, farmland, a construction project. Let First National Bank and Trust make your dreams a reality. 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Suite 140 in Memphis, 901-498-5763 or fnbtmemphis.com. That's fnbtmemphis.com. For commercial real estate, residential construction, or recreational and agriculture financing, let First National Bank and Trust help you, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, where I've had an account and been a friend my entire life.
It is time for our picks. Last week, Gabe Kuhn 7-3 picking with us. Drew Barrett 7-3 picking with us. Dave Woloshin 6-4, and poor little old me 5-5 last week.
I've been on a roll the last 3 weeks.
And we had a 5-person group lock last week.
And we hit it?
We sure did.
Wow.
And we hit it, and that was on everybody across the board. Had Georgia getting there over Auburn, and they did by laying the 2.5, and everybody got there. So away we go. First game this week, Ohio State minus the 18.5 at home against Penn State. Game days there. Fox Big Noon kickoffs there. The Big Ten Network tailgate shows there. All of them are there, and I guarantee you game day will crush them all in the ratings. Ohio State leads the nation in defense. Penn State, number 17, and 35th all-time meeting between these two. Buckeyes lead the all-time series. Chase Young needs a half sack to tie the Ohio record. James Franklin 1-4 versus the Ohio State as head coach of Penn State. Last time Penn State beat number 2 on the road, 1986, when they beat Alabama in 1986, 23-3. I'll start it off. I'm going to take Ohio State to cover the 18.5. Ohio State wins 38-17. Dave takes Penn State. Drew?
I'm going to go with Dave here. I know the big thing around this matchup and around Ohio State all year is that they haven't lost a game by 24 points or less. And the spread right now is 18.5. If that trend continues, you'd think it'd be an easy pick for Ohio State. But I think James Franklin's got his team in the right mindset coming off of that heartbreaking loss to Minnesota against Indiana at home last week.
Straight up, are you?
I mean, maybe. Actually, you know what? You talked me into it. I'm going to go straight up. Penn State gets the upset, and the college football playoff, it just blows up, and we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, this could work into your little deal of possibly 3 SEC teams if this happens. So I'm going to call it. You talked me into it.
Wow.
You didn't have to really pull my arm that much, but I'm going to take Penn State straight up on the upset.
I could tell in the setup. Gabe Kuhn, so Dave takes Penn State, Drew takes Penn State, I have Ohio State. Who do you side with?
Oh, you're going to be the odd one out here, Brett. I'm going Penn State, and I'll tell you why. Because I think fighting for your life in the college football playoff is going to sort of make them play a little over their head, and I think this will be the closest game Ohio State has played all year. I don't think by any stretch that the Nittany Lions can actually win this game. But if you're a Penn State football player right now, you're looking at this game, and if you like they're going to play a really good game and keep it close.
2:30 on CBS. Georgia 13.5 over Texas A&M. A&M leads the all-time series 3-2. They last played in the Independence Bowl in 2009. Played in 1950 in the Presidential Cup Bowl held in College Park, Maryland. Who knew? Between the Hedges tomorrow on CBS, everybody will know. Kellen Mond needs 83 passing yards to join Johnny. You know who Johnny is, as the only Aggies quarterback to pass for 7,000 and rush for 1,000 yards. Jake Fromm, 32-6 as a starter. 3 straight SEC titles for Jake Fromm. Talking about rim-wrecking the college football playoff, A&M can do it this week and next against Georgia, this week and against LSU next week. No upset here for me. I take Georgia. Dave takes Georgia. Gabe Kuhn, who do you have?
Like they have been counted out since that really close game against Arkansas, but the truth is the A&M offense is still explosive. They're coming off a big win against South Carolina 30-6. And Georgia hasn't scored 27 since week 5, so I just think this will be a lot closer. I think 13.5 is too much.
Drew?
Man, Gabe almost talked me out of my pick. I mean, that was a great analysis there, Mr. Kuhn, but I think Georgia rolls big. Give me the Bulldogs.
So 3 out of the 4 of us take Georgia.
I'm the odd one out.
You are the odd one.
Out there with A&M. 3 o'clock, Tigers, minus 14.5 at South Florida. Just win by 1 is what everybody really wants. Mike Norvell, 35-15 at Memphis. Anybody can figure that percentage. I went to public school. I can. 15 touchdowns for Kenneth Gainwell, 28 touchdowns passing for Brady White. The 2010s, this decade that's about to end, the first winning decade for the Tigers since the 1970s. Gabe Kuhn, you were a big part of this renaissance of the Tiger football program. 23rd season of USF football. James Cronkite, 8th leading rusher in South Florida history. I always want to say Cronkite, like the famed newsman, but it's 8th leading rusher in South Florida football history. Dave takes Memphis. I'm going to take South Florida, but just the points. Tigers win 28-14. The half gets me the win. Drew?
Mike Norvell in his career at Memphis is 12-1 in the month of November. The one loss, that was at home against South Florida with Quentin Flowers, put on one of the best performances that I ever saw a quarterback do live in person. But guess what? Quentin Flowers, he's not walking through that locker room door this weekend. There's no way South Florida can match up that well with Memphis. Give me Memphis big. I think they win 28+.
Big, early, and often for Drew Barrett. I like the pick. Gabe?
I'll tell you, I'm going Memphis here. It's hard to go against them right now. The way that offense is clicking, Brady White looks unbelievable. But that loss you're talking about, Drew, if I remember right, there was an uncalled pass interference in the end zone.
There was.
The game up.
That's right. Gabe remembers that one well.
Gabe was a little bit more sober during that game than I was.
Yes, he was. Because he had a big one fighting him across the line. They haven't won in 6 weeks. I saw the last Mizzou win. They play Tennessee tomorrow night. They had never met before Mizzou's admission into the SEC. Mizzou leads 5-2. They've won the last two by the same score, 50-17 and 17, 50-17 and 18. They don't win this one. Tennessee wins straight up. I don't need the points. Tennessee wins 20-17. I agree with Bruce Marshall from the goal sheet. Dave takes Mizzou and lays the points. Drew?
Yeah, I've been talking about. I talked with Bruce, and before that, how is Missouri minus 4.5 in this game? Tennessee should roll easily, but I've been talking about that all show, so I could set up this. Mizzou pulls out the win. They haven't won since October 12th. I know Jeremy Pruitt's got that Tennessee team rolling a lot better in the second half of the season than he did in his first, but our good friend Barry Dave Lamar Odom, who is coaching for his job, I think he gets it back on track here and ends the season with two wins in a row this week.
Gabe?
I'll tell you what, I love Barry Odom. I do. He was the one who recruited me to the University of Memphis, and I am forever indebted. But I agree with you, Brett. I think Tennessee wins this thing straight up. Mizzou, Kelly Bryant just does not look like he did early in this season, and that Tennessee team's playing a lot better than people think. They're playing some good defense. They've won some tight ones. So I'm going Tennessee not only with the points, but straight up.
Two pickers take the Vols. Two pickers take the Mizzou Tigers. College football lock time. Dave takes all those points. He takes 44.5 points. And his Razorbacks, long-time Razorback bootlicker and defender Dave's been. He takes the Razorbacks plus 44.5. He just wants the clock to run at Tiger Stadium. I'm going to take Notre Dame and lay the 19.5 over Boston College. Drew, your college football lock.
My lock of the week is I'm rowing that boat. Yes, they love. I like me some PJ Fleck. They're going to continue to row that boat. They're at Northwestern, who is probably the
Northwestern.
Yeah, they're Northwest. I mean, bottom 3 program of the Big Ten right now. Give me Minnesota Golden Gophers minus 13.5 at Northwestern in Chicago.
College football lock time for you, Gabe Kuhn.
This one kills me to say, and it's an in-conference foe for the Memphis Tigers, but UCF minus 5 at Tulane. It just spoke to me. I think the Knights got sort of counted out a little bit early in the season. They're coming off a nasty loss at Tulsa, but we know Tulsa is a pretty decent team as far as it goes, especially playing at home. So I like UCF here, and I like them by 14+.
And Tulane with a tough road loss last week in Philly against a really good Temple team. College football lock time. Speaking of Temple, Dave takes the Temple Owls plus the 10.5 over Cincinnati in that Eastern battle in the AAC. I'm going to take West Virginia plus the 6.5 over Oklahoma State. West Virginia 35-34 and to keep their bowl eligibility hopes going. Gabe Kuhn, your college football shock.
In my opinion, it's not all that much of a shock. I like Texas plus 5.5 at Baylor. Baylor's played a lot of close games, and I don't think this one will be any different. I think, honestly, Texas might win straight up. I might get those 2 points.
Hook 'em horns, Texas plus the 5.5. Drew?
My shock of the week, I'm staying in the Big Ten, and I'm going to take Maryland plus the 5.5 at home against Nebraska. Scott Frost just hasn't worked out that well at Nebraska, and it's been talked about all year. If Scott Frost can't do it, who really can? I'm going to take Maryland to win a close one, maybe by 1 or 2.
And I want Nebraska back. I want Nebraska back as part of the fabric of college football, but the more I want them back,
the further they go.
The further they move away. All right, NFL time, noon on Sunday. Philadelphia minus 1.5 over Seattle. That's obvious where that game's being played. That's in Philly. 23 touchdowns, 2 interceptions for Russell Wilson. These two teams haven't played since 2017. 2 overtime wins this year for Seattle. I got to see them. I got to see them together to really believe they're not the same person. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles to win 24-20. Dave takes Seattle. Gabe?
I'm taking Seattle here. Russell Wilson, too good.
Drew?
I was a coin toss on this one, and it came up heads, so give me the Eagles.
You have the Eagles, so 2 take Philly, 2 take Seattle. Boy, that's a shield right there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
3:05 on Sunday in Nashville. Titans minus 3.5 against the Jags. Jags 12th overall in offense, 17th in defense. Nick Foles, just 3 touchdown passing. We know he was hurt. Minshew mania is long over. Tennessee leads all time 28-22, including a a loss to Jacksonville, 30-24, at the Liberty Bowl Stadium, November 2nd, 1997, the year of the Tennessee Oilers in Memphis. How do I know? Because I was there. The only 3 o'clock game all year.
Really?
In that season. Everything else was at noon. That was some year. Give me the Titans to win 23-17. Dave takes the Titans as well. Gabe?
Unfortunately here, I'm going to have to go with the Jaguars. I think they laid a stinker last week against the Colts, and I think Nick Foles is going to wake up, and that offense will wake up. Leonard Fournette's going to have a good day. Give me the Jaguars here.
Drew?
Wow, Gabe just had to ruin it. I don't think we've gone 1 week this year without a group lock, and he ruined it there because I'm going to take Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill is actually playing like a legit quarterback, and Gardner Minshew, like you said, Minsanity is over. Titans definitely win by 7+.
Maybe we have the most rare group lock on a lock or shock. We hadn't had that. We were close last week when you guys all loved. What game was it? It surprised me, and y'all all were right. It was
New Orleans. It was New Orleans.
Yes.
5.5.
Thank you, Gabe.
We all love that one.
All right, my NFL lock is going to be the Steelers minus 6.5 over Cincinnati. Dave's lock is Buffalo 4.5 over Denver. Drew?
I'm going to take Detroit minus 3.5 at Washington because anybody can win there.
Gabe?
My lock is, let's get here. I'm going Pittsburgh minus 7 at Cincy. I just don't think the Bengals are playing for anything at this point, and their pride is shot.
Yeah, if they ever had any. My shock will be I'm going to try the Giants one more time, plus 6.5 to win straight up. Dave takes Green Bay plus 3.5 over the Niners, over his Jimmy G. Drew?
I'm going to take Miami plus 10.5 at Cleveland because with everything going around Cleveland, they are already bad, probably out of the playoffs already. I doubt they show up. I'm not saying Miami wins, but they definitely don't lose by 10.5.
And Gabe, your NFL shock.
My NFL shock here. I think the Falcons have played absolutely out of their mind the past 2 weeks. And they're 3.5-point favorites over Tampa Bay. I'm taking Tampa Bay here. I think Jameis has been horrible. I think it's going to be a switch here. I think Bruce Arians is going to make sure he doesn't turn the ball over. And the Bucs are going to handle business.
Good picking, everybody. This has been our Friday football forecast brought to you by First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas for real estate, commercial, ag, hunting, and recreational. Contact them at fnbt.com or 901-498-5763. It's time to give away all these prizes we have here. So let's draw. Drew, we draw for the first one, and the first $25 gift card to Edwin Watts goes to Lonnie Kersey. Lonnie Kersey, we'll call you on Monday if you're not listening now. Lonnie Kersey, you win a $25 gift card. The second $25 gift card goes to David Suter. David Suter, you are a winner of a $25 gift card. Now we go to the Pro V1s. First dozen of Pro V1s goes to Michael Ringwald. I bet he's an Ohio State fan because his email's got Buckeye in it. Michael Ringwald, you win a dozen Pro V1s from Edwin Watts. The second dozen goes to Pete Myers. Would you say that's Myers?
I would say
Pete Myers. Mears? Pete Mears.
I can't tell what that
Pete
I is.
We'll call you on Monday.
That is.
Way to go, Pete. You win a dozen Pro V1s. And when you lose those, you can come back to Edwin Watts and buy more next year. And the last dozen goes to Barry Parker.
I'm going to say Parker.
Barry Parker. I'm going to say so too. Barry. Yeah, it's Barry. I see it on the email. Way to go, Barry. Barry Parker wins a dozen Pro V1s. Now the big one, the Callaway golf bag. It goes to Tony Ethnor. Tony Ittenauer. He wins the Callaway golf bag here at Edwin Watts. So good for all our winners, and we'll be calling you as well. If you're not listening right now, we'll call you on Monday. You pick those prizes up sometime early in the week next week because we got different holiday hours next week, like the whole world.
Well, you got 30 days, Monday through Friday.
That's it.
Between the hours of 9 and 5, just walk in, ask Margaret. She'll have it there for you.
Nicest person in the building is who you'll deal
Definitely.
with, Miss Margaret. We really appreciate everybody that's come by today, and we so appreciate Edwin Watts and the fun that we've had here. When we come back, we wrap up. This day, we do it with Taco Bell Crunch Time. You're listening to Sports Time with Wolo and Stats and Drew and Gabe on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7, and 96.1.
Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy get you through the midday with Sports 56 Middays. Delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
The folks at Homer Skelton Hyundai want to say thank you. Thank you, Memphis, for another spectacular year. They set records, but I can understand why. You think about the product. Where else do you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty? That's what you get on every new car at Homer Skelton Hyundai. Oh, and thank you again for the 11th straight year, the #1 certified pre-owned car dealership in all of Memphis. It starts with that product, but then it goes to the shopper assurance. Where else do you go where you get transparent pricing, flexible test drive, take the car for a couple of days if you want, streamlined buying process? You're not going to be there all day, in and out. And then, and I have not seen this anywhere else, the 3-day worry-free exchange. You buy a new car, if you've got any buyer's remorse, you've got 3 days to change your mind. Just get on Lamar, take it into Mississippi, the first exit's Craft Road, turn left, and go see Chris True and all the gang at Homer Skelton Hyundai.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. With a family coming home for the holidays, are you going to be running out of hot water? Not with a tankless water heater from Conway Services. It may be time for a tankless water heater that never runs out of hot water. Conway Services is making now the perfect time to replace that old energy-guzzling tanked water heater with 24 months to pay, interest-free. Or I'll give you $250 for that old tanked water heater. These energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. Plus, no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. And you know, with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Luke play.
Call 384-3511.
So no reason. Yeah, just straight to the loop. Gotcha.
Pop the top on your next party. 34 North Cocktails. Available in Memphis now. Great for football grove parties, around the hunting campfire, and when you get home, entertain friends. Pop a premium can of Barrel Thief. Tastes just like an old-fashioned Barrel Thief made with aged bourbon, bitters, a hint of orange, a touch of vanilla, 15% ABV. Then, for you vodka lovers, try Sneaky Pucker, a refreshing lemonade premium vodka cocktail, 12.5% ABV. Made with super premium vodka, lavender, simple syrup, and lemonade. Delicious and smooth. Let the party begin with 34 North Cocktails.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Ben Swinger Glass in Midtown, located at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
I almost never go to Central Barbecue without running into somebody I know.
That could be because you only eat at Central Barbecue.
It's because Central Barbecue is where Memphians go to get barbecue.
Was that John Collins, the owner,
the most popular barbecue restaurant among locals?
Actually, that's really saying something.
I know. Memphis is the nation's capital of barbecue. With all the choices, people who live here go to Central Barbecue.
They do get their share of tourists.
Sure, because Central Barbecue has been mentioned on TV and in tons of national publications. You know why?
Because of the great food?
Because those TV shows and magazines look for the place where the locals go, and that, my friend, is Central Barbecue.
This is Geraldo. It is crunch time.
You are looking live. It's crunch time. In your life have you seen anything like that?
Golly! I don't remember that.
Take questions again for the student athletes at this time, please.
He's a professional. He's pretty classy for his age.
In the crunch time, that's the frustrating part.
Little Penny could make some appearances this year.
Okay, I'm not huge into stats.
Has it always been this way?
What's happening, big dog? How you doing?
Is this thing working?
Immediately when the buzzer sounds, he lets out this shriek.
Oh! You throw those ears forward, and he was in stroke mode.
This is stupid.
It's obviously crunch time.
Boop, boop, boop. That's what you're getting.
Time for Taco Bell Crunch Time. Taco Bell, home of the crispy tortilla chips, topped with a double portion of either seasoned beef or shredded chicken, plus refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, reduced fat sour cream, guacamole, and a 3-cheese blend. Nachos Bel Grande, heaping portion of chips, topped with ground beef, tomatoes, beans, nacho cheese sauce, and a dollop of sour cream. Taco Bell, home to great food you get on your way home real fast and they bring you crunch time every day.
Oh, Drew, I knew the day was doing the horn, it was going to live forever.
It was. It's still funny. It makes me laugh every day.
It's going to live forever. What'd you learn today?
I learned today that Auburn is retiring its 20-year-old Golden Eagle mascot. First of all, I learned that it was a Golden Eagle, not a bald eagle.
And a female.
Their female, Nova, 2 years after it was grounded from flying at a football game because of heart disease. Nova is being replaced by another Golden Eagle named Ari?
Yeah,
I'm going to say Ari.
Yeah.
That will become War Eagle number 8. They will have a ceremony marking the transition this weekend against Stanford.
As good a place to go to a game as you'll ever go to a college football game down on the plains. I learned Tigers and Ole Miss tomorrow, and it really could be a good indicator if either side really wants to continue this in the football, basketball thing. It's going to be a while in football regardless. And it could be, after next year, a while in basketball. I think tomorrow should be close to full, and it sounds like it will be. And it's not going to be again until 2025 at the earliest unless somebody wants to break a contract in football. What is it you could have done without today, Drew?
Could have done without. The NCAA apparently doesn't have enough to do as they have now come after Christian Brothers University women's tennis program after the head coach provided impermissible benefits, treated a unofficial visit as a official visit. The CBU
Is this a true story?
This is true.
This isn't from the Onion or something,
It's not from the Onion. Directly from NCAA.org and their Twitter site.
Oh, I saw Gabe tweeting about it today and saying, "Are you serious?"
So the CBU women's tennis team now faces 1 year probation, a reduction of scholarships from 6 to 4, and a self-imposed $1,000 fine.
Wouldn't you love to hear the phone conversation with Worldwide Wes and Cal talking about CBU tennis being in trouble?
Oh, lovely.
With what they've gotten away with,
yes.
And they're going to get in trouble. Boy, all the big stuff at the NCAA. I could have done well. I mentioned a couple of times. 19 years in, I'm still a little surprised that the out-of-town star, the out-of-town team is still this big a deal. I knew it would be for a long time, but I thought by now we will have moved on, but one of these days we will. What are you keeping a close eye on this weekend?
Keeping a close eye on both Tiger teams tomorrow with the men's basketball playing Ole Miss at noon at FedEx Forum. Football on the road against UCF. Grizzlies taking on the Lakers in the night slot of the retro Memphis State and Vancouver Grizzlies day. And definitely got to keep a close eye on my Preds taking on Gabe's Blues tomorrow as the Preds try to end a 6-game losing streak. Let's go, Preds. Come on.
Blues looking good this year, too.
Yeah, they are. It doesn't look like
kind
the 6-game streak's going to end.
Year. I do not envy Barry Lonnie, a great person, and tomorrow running out on the field as coach of his beloved Razorbacks as a 44.5 underdog at Tiger Stadium. How's that for your first game? Oregon State against Arizona State and Utah against Arizona. Those two games in the state of Arizona, I feel an upset from one of those, maybe not both. And on Sunday, Green Bay at San Francisco. Mentioned the Tigers, football and basketball, all the SEC, all the college, all the basketball, and we'll be here on Monday to talk about it. I want to thank Jay Hasselman and all the great people here at Edwin Watson, the nice people that stopped by to see us. For Dave, for Drew, for Gabe, I'm Brett. Everybody have a safe weekend. Enjoy the sports of your choice. If you're going out to high school football tonight, bundle up and take some rain gear. If you're headed downtown tomorrow to the Tigers and to the Grizzlies, I hope I see you there. We will talk with you again on Monday on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 87.7 and 96.1.